Lazaro and Jess Shanahan on Jess Shanahan's Australian selection. Still the best in that family.
Live here at Coffs Harbour for the Inferno National Touch League for 2020. We've got the mixed opens game, Sydney Rebels and the Hunter Western Hornets. And I am joined in commentary for this one, Patricia Michaelopoulos from the Mets Women's Opens and also World Cup mixed opens player for Australia at last year's World Cup. Patricia, great to have you on board. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. We're in for a good game, I think.
A lot of talent in these two lineups. The Sydney Rebels have had a very impressive record across the Mixed Opens division and some very talented players out there, some ex-Australian representatives, and also in the Hunter Western Hornets, plenty of talent as well. So let's look forward. The Rebels have got us underway.
No, we'll have something structured off their tap-off.
Prasad there, Rosero sweeps around. Comes back the other way, long cut-out pass to the winger.
There we have it.
There we are, number 18 for the Rebels, Carly Walsh, one of those experienced players we talked about. Patricia, I've seen a few of your games earlier on in the tournament. You girls are looking good.
Well, we're definitely off to a good start, 4 from 4. Nice to be in the winning circle at the moment. We've got Cobras up next though, so that'll be a little bit tougher. We're looking forward to that one.
A young team, the Cobras, a couple of their matches I've seen as well. A few up-and-comers there, but they're probably not hitting their best potential at the moment, so you'll be a bit of a yardstick for them, I would believe.
Well, we hope so.
As we see the Hornets on the attack there, not getting the set completed, but they are where they want to be, deep down in enemy territory, forcing the Rebels to come off their line, and they'll do so with great aplomb here. This is the experience. Nice drive, good momentum. On come the reinforcements, straight out, sweeping into position. Nice pick-up play there.
See what they got with the 5th touch coming up.
A nice read
Leave
from
it in the corner.
Yeah, nice read from the Hornets defence there too. No weaknesses through the middle of the field. The mix, obviously you're very experienced in the mixed game. A little bit different, the structures in mixed.
Yeah. What
are we looking for out here in these two teams?
The typical old school mixed style, you want to look for the mismatches, so the men marking up on the girls in attack especially to try and create the overlaps. And yeah, in defence, getting the boys to make the touches, being strong.
Long cut-out pass there, just going forward. I love how you said old school.
Yeah.
There too. Because I've got to say, even though the old school matchups and everything are important, some of the skills of the women in mix have just come on in leaps and bounds.
Oh, it has. It's definitely improved in the last few years especially, and the girls play a massive role in it. Without them, the structure of the game, it wouldn't be where it is. So, yeah, definitely credit to the girls coming through.
Absolutely, 100% correct there, as we see some nice defence from the Hornets women's here stacked up on the left-hand side. So why have we got two girls here next to each other in the defensive lineup?
Typically they play two girls on the left-hand side. It stops usually the men attack the right-hand side. So you have your speedy girl on the right-hand winger, Usually that's where the bombs come from that side. But then usually the attacker will bring one of their boys around here to try and get that mismatch that I was talking about before.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's recognised that most people's strength is the right to left pass.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we'll load up that weaker side there.
And usually they get the boys up, that right link up into the channel to force a loopy pass, so it gives enough time for the girl to chase out.
And nice insight from an Australian representative. Done it all at World Cup level. Malaysia was certainly conditions that tested the very best athletes.
It definitely tested us. That was probably the hottest conditions I've ever played touch football in.
Yeah, absolutely. I was only in the commentary position. I was sweating in places most people don't have places. So we won't go there.
We all were.
But now we have the Hornets on the attack there, right on the line for the Rebels. The Rebels with that one try lead, they won't be happy with that. They've given away some cheap penalties.
And there's another one. Give them another set on the line. It's just important for the Rebels here to stay composed so that then they can drive it out again to their sub box. Just making sure no little lapses in their defence here.
So we see the referees telling the Rebels players to move forward off the line. We've seen a couple of repeated infringement penalties. Has it happened to you guys yet where you've had one of the players dropped off into the in goal to have the 6-on-5?
Oh, not in our games yet. We really try and push out on that line, but sometimes, especially in the middles, there's a bit of hesitation who's going to make it, and that's usually where the penalties come from. So we really just try and push out as fast and high as we can to avoid that penalty.
Long ball out to the winger. That could be a good finish.
Yep. Referee's pointing to the mark.
Alyssa Coggin for the Hornets there. Talk about the skills of the girls earlier on. This is a nice long bomb pass. That's that left to right on that occasion. But a nice catch, and she got the ball to the ground really quickly. Great athleticism from the youngster, Alyssa Coggin.
Yeah, it's a great put down. See if Rebels can hit back here. Hornets will be happy to level that up 1-1 early on in the game.
Absolutely. And the Rebels, they'll want to do something here, but it's been a slow start to this set.
Yeah, it has. I know with Rebels from experience, they'll definitely build into the games.
Another penalty. That's third time, 3 sets in a row where they've given away a penalty early in the touch count.
The momentum has to shift for them. They know how to win games at the end of the day, Rebels, so I'm sure a bit of shift will happen later on in the game.
Shift happens.
Could have gone wrong way there, those words.
I'll keep testing you throughout the day as we see the Rebels put the ball down again. So another transition. That was early in the touch count. This time not a penalty, but a drop ball. A few words being spoken between the two players there as well. So hopefully all is okay in that lineup. Hornets dives down. Did he get under enough?
It was a good dive. The middles were there to cover it. Chaney on the inside there.
Referee's on the spot. Jeremy Belcher was the player with the ball. He got down very low. Sweeper coming around. Ball back. Good pass into space. Nicely done. 13's Lachlan Rayner Badior.
It's a great early put down there as well by the link.
Have a look at the replay now. Quick. That quick release back to the inside. Finds the defence short. The young Badior there really held a nice line. Just ran straight. Hit the hole. And a beautiful pass. Finds him in space. They lead 2-1. Might spark the Rebels into a bit of action. They've certainly picked up the intensity here in this set. But again, lateral movement as opposed to going
forwards,
direct.
Yeah. Roy Prasad controlling the attack.
Oh. That's heads up football right there. Prasad, the old master.
Yes, definitely the
old puppet master pulling the strings. Young Josh Rosero there, swept around into space. Roy saw the man lose his footing. You can see here, he looked up, had one man sighted. Beautiful play.
Easy dish there.
Yeah, despairing from the number 11, Ryan Potts. Couldn't get the big mid out in time. And the little general, Josh Rosero, finds himself across the line. Equalise again, 2-2. They'll be happier with that set.
See what Hornets can do here. They can get another hit back.
It's been impressive to date. This is the last touch here. Long ball again.
Good read by the winger there. Oh, called a no touch, I think.
Yeah, nice honesty. We talked about that in the earlier matches. She was certainly in a position to be able to call that one. But this game is all about honesty. I'd rather be remembered for a missed touch and giving that call than being called a phantom.
Oh, definitely.
Not a name you want to have associated with you in this sport. We see it here. Skips out, goes left, turns back right. That's a long bomb.
Oh.
Beautiful catch. That athleticism we talked about earlier.
Yeah, same winger, I think. Really good put downs. On the attack again. And Roy Prasad, puppet master, back in there again.
With
I'm
his
sure
little
he'll
mate,
be composed.
With his little mate out there as well.
Sweeping around.
This time George Azzi was in there with him as well. Azzi with the ball now. Prasad, look, just head up, slow. Prasad, ball back inside. Never gives anything away, Roy. He's just eyes focused forward. You don't know where he's looking, where the ball's going to end up.
You always second guess him. He's very composed all the time, but he always gets the exact person that he wants to play the ball on.
Can get fired up, but...
He definitely can.
Mr. Rohit can fire up. As we see the Hornets on the attack now. Good drive. Good direct play there, and that's a nice release.
Yeah, great.
Sweeper coming around now. Look for the second phase. Big hot pass back to the right-hand side.
There.
Defender. Of course I
Great
got him.
touch. Yeah, Jess Shanahan there on the wing. That was a really good roll-on set by the Hornets, so really good read by the winger to be able to come in there.
That skip pass too is in the air, throwing it back across his body. Made some good distance, but as you said, Jess Shanahan, of course I got
Easy.
him. Easy.
That was the pass we're talking about as well, because the link gets up high to try and stop the short passes along the front. So it was up high enough that Jess had a good read on that too.
Yeah, nice call. Now the Rebels get another opportunity here on the halfway line. Manu Wakely, we talk about Roy being the old stager.
Another one.
Yeah, one puppet master to the next. Here's Manu. Manu with the ball in hand now.
And here we go. Oh, unlucky. Manu's very known for his quickie plays in the middle there.
Loves a quickie. Mitchell Brown in the 4 as well. And, of course, Jamison Chan. Jamie Chan there with the ball. Nice pass.
Read well by that winger there again.
The names just rattle off in this Rebels team as far as experience goes.
Yeah, they do, definitely.
Wakely, Chan, Prasad, Rosero, Shanahan. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and Luggy's been around as well.
Yeah, Luggy,
for years.
He's Bradley, been around for a long time. Not saying they're old.
No, definitely not.
Just experience.
Very experienced side. I had the pleasure to play with a good core of these Rebel players many years ago at one of their first NTL, so I can say I've been a part of one of their victories.
Part of the development.
Yeah, the development, I would say.
As you have been part of the development of plenty of players in this sport over a long time. Paddy, you have been a great servant of the sport at every level.
Are you saying I'm old?
Not at all. Not at all. You started very young.
Definitely.
As we see the Rebels go over, the referee saying, you may have got the touch there, young fella, but the ball was away.
It's also called the middle offside there, so a play through call. And the ball was definitely down before the touch was made. So here's the play through. He was offside.
Jack Lewis gets in behind the line, the ball away. And Vincent Di Maria, apologies to Vincent's family out there. Is it Di Maria or is it Di Maria? But great try. But what I was saying, Patricia, earlier on, contribution you've given to the sport and the development of some of the young players that are coming through in that team that you're in now. It's a bit of a transitional phase. A lot of young talent on the rise. What is it that's going to take you guys deep in this competition?
I think we've actually been training really well as a team, and our young girls have really stepped up. But I think at the end of the day, it will be the leadership group, so they're more experienced players to carry the team through. But with our talk and our and our drive and our defence in the game, I think that'll bring us through. But our young guns are doing such a good job for us. We don't really have a weak link in the team, you know. It's everyone's on par, so it's been really good so far.
Excellent. Rosero there. There's Rosero and Prasad again working through the middle.
And
good
a changeover.
Changeover. They completed the set. What coaching staff have you got in your Mets women's team?
We've got Trent Toomer as our coach and Graham Fleming from Canterbury Bulldogs as our assistant coach.
And despite that, you're going really well.
Despite that,
Oh,
I know. Imagine the pair up there.
Absolutely.
It's Trent Toomer's first head coaching
debut.
Yeah, for
as a head
NTLs.
coach.
Yeah, so it's really good. Good experience for all of us.
He's another very experienced, only a young fella himself, really, but another experienced, good head to bring to the game.
He knows
with those
so
girls.
much about the game. Yeah.
I think I coached Trent in his very first NTL many years ago.
Oh, wow.
I won't talk to you about that experience because let's just say he's come a long way.
Yes, he definitely has come a long way. I think I know what you're talking about.
But back to the action here. The Rebels holding their line. The Hornets putting the pressure on here. We're all tied up at 3-3.
Oh, great read by Jess Shanahan. She put so much pressure on the Hornets link there to force the error. It's a great defensive read.
You talked about it earlier on.
Yeah.
It's the women that really make the difference in these mixed outfits. A lot of the men are finely balanced.
Yes.
Very even in the opposition team, but it's the team with the stronger girls are the ones that really...
Oh, it makes such a difference, yeah.
And that experience of Jess there, second to none. Just come in, knew the right time, put the pressure on when it needed to come on.
Yeah, and Jess has been pulled into the Mixed Opens Australian team, so will be a debutant for the upcoming Trans-Tasman as well. So I think she's really earned her spot. She's been a part of the Rebels for many years now as well, in Origin with New South Wales in mix. So
a just reward for the efforts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Very nice young lady. You see the Hornets back on the attack. They're keeping the pressure up here. Good defensive read again.
So 3-3, 15 minutes in. As we spoke about, the slow start from the Rebels, but I think the second half we'll see a little bit more action as well.
Bit of confusion around the ruck there. You could throw a blanket over all of those players.
Definitely.
Young lady with the ball now just never looked confident in what her role was in that space. Now
throwing the ball around a little to get
Vince DeMurray drives into the line there. That's good momentum shift.
Here we go.
Got him behind the line there, and
probably could have held on to the ball a little bit longer.
Could have held on, or I think it might be, is it Brad there that could have pushed up? No, Jack Lewis it was. Could have pushed through the line a little bit. But who am I in my lofty position here?
Yeah, your coaching role back. Get you in the sub box.
It's easy to coach from the height of the grandstand.
It definitely is.
Very, very different to being down there on the field.
Yeah, when you're a player on the sideline as well, you see all of these things as a sub. And then when you go on, you make, either the same errors as your player just did, or, you don't get your eyes up to see something that's happened. So it's very easy to talk when you're watching.
Yeah, absolutely. I had Sammy Jo Curtis in here with me earlier on.
Yeah.
And she actually commented on how different the view was, and actually identified a player that she's going to have to take back to a team and say, oh we've got to keep an eye.
Getting some tips up here.
Absolutely.
I should have got on a women's game.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of time available. Don't you worry about that, Patricia. It'd be great to have you. See Josh, the little general, goes across.
Someone getting free. Oh, and there's a touch called there.
It's tough calls in those situations where there's a lot of contact, a lot of body movement. Sometimes, and I called it early in one of the earlier matches, it might have been the match that Sammy Jo was with me, the touch was actually affected before the player had the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
And they just keep contact on, and as soon as they catch it, the referee calls touch.
There. Yep.
Personally, I don't think they should be allowed to do that. I think if the contact is already made, they should have to release and recontact.
Yeah, I think earlier on they used to have a thing where, the touch was called early or things like that. So I agree, I think definitely no contact before the ball's being caught.
Yep. But again, the man with the whistle is the one that makes the calls, and he was right there. We're back underway now, the Rebels.
We'll see if we get a good drive on here, the transition play.
Here comes the experience now, back out to the middle. Wakely with a no-look pass. Jamie Chan there, pushing out wide. Wakely brings it back again, long ball out. Nice drift.
Go. Well done.
Beautiful out pass, and she did extremely well there. Sophie Williams caught the ball going away, dropping away to the corner, so
yeah, that's the
done.
line you want for the wingers, in running out for those long balls. It's a perfect line.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautifully constructed. We saw Jamie really pushing hard to the short side. That drew one or two defenders with him. Manu looks up, heads up, big cutout pass back the other way. Beautifully done, turns it inside. And they retake the lead now, 4-3.
They'll be happy to go into half-time if they can hold on to it with the lead.
I don't think the Hornets are going to let up that easy.
No, definitely not. Number 38 here for the Hornets is definitely putting her body on the line for every pass that's coming her way. She was the one with the great put-downs earlier.
And I have to apologise because we don't have her on our team sheet, so I'm not able to let you know what her name is. We'll try and get that rectified. Because she deserves the credit.
Yeah.
We see the sweep play, turn ball back inside, nice and quick.
Looking for second phase.
Some collision in the ruck area. Yeah, referee was playing advantage there. The Hornets didn't get the advantage, so we'll bring it back.
So Rebels just need to hold them out. 20 more seconds.
Can they do it? Quick dish off the ground. Ooh, heads up, nothing happening. Quick release again. Great defence here for the Rebels, really putting the pressure on. Look short, goes long, and the dive over. Did he get it down?
He's made the touch.
Made the touch.
Right on half-time.
So that will be all she wrote for the first half. Wow. Rebels 4-3. Probably not going all their way like they thought it might have. The Hornets are really applying pressure here. What are you looking for in the second half? Where are we going to see the difference?
I think the momentum will shift towards the Rebels. They can use this half-time break now to recompose. I know their team, they don't get very flustered, which is a positive about them, and they know how to win at the back end of the game. So they just need this half-time to regather and just stick to their structures, I think, and apply a little bit more pressure when the Hornets are coming in. So the Hornets at the moment, they've got a really good subset happening. So they're making a lot of yards up there when they're coming in off their sub-box.
Okay, so we look forward to bringing you the second half. We'll have a little bit of a break here. Just leave you with the pictures here live, and we'll be back with you in around about 3 minutes' time.
Templetons are a fourth generation ginger farm. We've been working with Budrum Ginger since about 1941 when they first opened. My grandfather actually bought the first vat for Budrum Ginger to be able to crystallise their first lot of ginger. So yeah, we've got a long history with Budrum Ginger.
2 minutes, players and referees. 2 minutes. One minute, players and referees. 1 minute.
So back live once again, joined by Patricia Michaelopoulos for the second half here. The Rebels, they're leading 4-3 in this game, but not all their way. I probably, you know, if I was a betting man, would have thought they'd be a little bit more ahead here. The Hunter Western Hornets are really giving themselves a good measure in this game.
Players and referees.
What do you think, Paddy?
Yeah, they're running really direct lines at the moment, the Hornets. They're making some really good yards, which is putting Rebels under pressure. But as I said before half-time, I think the Rebels will stay composed now and then bring it home.
So pressure straight away from the tap-off. Jamie Chan getting up out of the line. Manu just keeps the composure, settles it down. Here we go now. So slow play here from the Hornets. They'll be trying to draw the defenders up as far as they can. That's a good drive in behind the line.
Getting a set play ready.
Big pass.
Looks a bit forward there.
Yeah, didn't quite come off the way they wanted it to.
So looking for a good running set here from the Rebels, just getting it down to the other end. Getting their presence back.
So here's that shift with a replacement coming off. So they'll look to come down the box here. Numbers on.
Sweepers around the back.
Yeah, Prasad, Rosero. Rosero at pace. He only knows one way, Josh. There's Prasad. Nice little quick release there.
And then Roy Prasad picking out who he wants to play on.
There's Rosero with the ball outside. Out pass, dive. Young fella was behind the line. He dropped too deep. And that heads up football. Just spotted the weakness there. That he's a long rangey fella with the ball. There's Rosero, turns, nice pass, out pass. Stepped in. See how far behind the line he was.
Yeah, he must have just not had his eyes down there. Looking up at the play instead of where the line was. That was George Azzi over.
Azzi, yeah.
It's a good start from the Rebels to be up by 2 now for the second half.
I used to say when I was coaching, I'd hate the 2-try lead.
Yeah.
Hate the 2-try lead. Some people relax with 2 tries, and if the opposition scores, they've got the ascendancy there. The momentum's going forward. And you've got to try and recover and get back up again. So if I was the Rebels coach, I'd be pushing for that. Let's get another one.
Get another one, definitely, because you can't get too complacent with that 2 tries. A lot can happen in the game of touch, as we can see. And, yeah, 2 tries really isn't anything in a 40-minute game especially.
I can't remember who it was, but we were talking, I think it might have been a match yesterday, where just that happened. It was a 2-try lead. And we talked about it, and within 5 minutes, it was 3 the other way. So they'd scored 3 tries, bang, bang, bang. They've actually scored 2 tries in 2 minutes
it can happen
to
so
equalise.
quickly.
So, yeah, it's one of those things. And the old call of 60 seconds after you score a try, that, you know, that little bit of brain fade, as we see there. Referee was right there. So that's the importance, that next set after you've just scored.
The stop is very important off that, yeah. So there, I think Hornets have run what's called a boy play.
Here we go.
Back on the inside.
Jamie Chan was there, but just didn't get there in time. the boy play. I love the names that players give to moves now.
Universal, that one.
Yeah.
I think we actually learn it from the Kiwis.
Oh, there's a lot of coming out of the Kiwis. They are amazing proponents of mixed touch football. But talked about the World Cup last year, and we've got the upcoming Trans-Tasman and the Anzac long weekend coming up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
The Kiwis they've certainly lifted over the last few years, haven't they? Really putting pressure on the dominance of the Australian teams.
Yeah, they have. And now that it's a new cycle again, so World Cup is finished, we've got the new cycle again. So you're going to see a lot of fresh faces from Australia and New Zealand. So that always, you don't know the opponent then. So it's going to be, we don't know which way it's going to go really. But yeah, definitely New Zealand has definitely picked up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, been outstanding and long term in the mix too. A few years ago, I guess they dedicated their development to the mixed, and they certainly reaped the rewards of a strong mixed program.
Yeah, really. Games against New Zealand, they're never more than 2 in it. I think at World Cup, our final was only 1, and we had to play till the very last minute of the game. So it's a good read there. Good chase out from the link of Rebels.
Was a good chase, but nice construction. There's a nice switch too. Late switch. Quick hands. Needed. Winger takes the ball. No, the referee moving into position to call that. But that was really nicely done.
Yeah, that was Jess Shanahan again. Really good read. Forced the late pass.
She'd be close to the MVP so far in this game.
Yeah, it looks
for the
like
defensive
it.
pressure she's put on. Zero there, taking the ball forward. Tina Ashworth getting good forward momentum for the Rebels.
I'd also like to see a little bit of a combination between husband and wife. Kirsty Wakely and Manu. They usually come out and pull a little bit of a quickie play every now and then as well. And the men, they don't expect it, that the women in the game are going to be the ball players too. So it's also a good little trick to have up your sleeve.
Absolutely. Yeah, Christy certainly made a name for herself in this game. That is for sure. There's Hornets getting behind the line again. There's good momentum
transition
here.
Making a lot of yards off this.
Good play. 6 more? No.
Oh, not played at.
Called the half touched before the ball was released there. So, yeah, pulling all the way over to the sub box here, the Rebels. They want to get fresh legs out there.
Jenny coming around the back.
And here comes Manu.
We might see the combination here. Oh, 5th touch.
Go. Hands. No, it comes back to the inside. Turns it out. Unlucky. Seemed to be moving quite freely there as she made a position. Bit fatigued.
So Hornets probably will go to their box again here. Lots of meters coming in. Oh, with a little error there. Ball down in the ruck. Good positioning now for the Rebels. They can start thinking about a set play when they get down there.
Yeah, that's right. Field position, very, very important. As you said, right on the halfway line, they can start thinking now of a set play. They'll be deep into the opponent's half here after just a couple of touches, so they'll have, maybe 3 opportunities. Good field position, just centering it up as well.
And there we go, Roy Prasad, Josh Rosario.
Yeah. There we go. Just have a look at him. Point here. Back to me now. 6 more, sir. He's doing everything.
Oh, and he's got 6 to go.
The Cam Smith of touch footy.
Now, let's see what they've got. Oh, the winger was really tight in there.
She pushed in.
Yeah.
Just turned the attack back inside. So, yeah, nice shut down there.
Yeah, put George Azzi there under a bit of pressure. Didn't get the ball away. Still dictating, Roy Prasad.
Wonder what he's like at home.
Oh, yeah, I know. You go here. Yeah. You go there. Clean up.
A successful businessman too.
He definitely is, yeah.
Roy.
He's made a good name for himself with his business. Late bloomer in that industry as well. Yeah, he was a teacher for a while, so decided to change careers. He's done very well for himself.
Good young man. As we see the Hornets now pushing up over the halfway line.
Again, so many yards here. Oh, and an error there.
Bit of fatigue. You just see there, as soon as the ball hit the ground, his head went back and his shoulders slumped. Body language is important too.
Yeah. Errors do happen in the game of touch, so you've just got to expect that they are going to happen. You can't stop everything.
Yep.
So it's very important that the attitude stays there and your head doesn't drop.
Yeah, very nicely put. As we see the Rebels back again.
He's looking for a penalty there.
Yeah, it doesn't always go your way, but
No.
as you said, he just put the ball on the mark, got back into position. No arguing, didn't push the envelope as such. Nice release there, that's good too, gets in behind the line. So the Rebels defenders have to work hard to recover here.
They're once again in really good attacking position on the line. Fifth
Last
touch.
Big ball out the back, nice play, excellent release.
Oh, great
cover.
cover.
Number 23 it was for the Rebels, Jack Lewis, that came around behind there.
So that's a typical defence to stop that play. So Hornets ran there a passive play, they call it. So the link boy stands deep up in the pocket and tries to force a 2-on-1 situation with the winger. And so then the male player has to run around the back to cover it. So exactly what the Rebels just did.
And the Rebels are across
Here's
the line
Manu.
now, so...
Trying to find someone to get free. He's got all the time in the world.
Yeah,
and there we go.
Channy can find a hole, but as you said, Manu, all the time in the world. And where did he go? He went straight out to the right where he knew the two girls would be aligned.
Yep.
Unfortunately, one of them lost their footing and the other one didn't come in
Quite
hard
get
enough.
there. No, Channy's got a bit of pace on him, doesn't he?
He does. So they go out to that 2-try lead again. So let's see what they can do here.
So it's important for Hornets to hit back here, and more important for the Rebels to try and stop the hit back.
Haven't actually called it too many times, but I've been really impressed with Tina Ashworth.
Oh, yeah.
Every time she takes the field, she just injects momentum and injects some pace. And I think that one, probably two
Came off the
phases
back.
before
Yeah.
that, came off the back of a drive. She got right in behind the line and set up that roll ball
Tina's
perfectly.
very experienced, and she definitely knows her role in every team she plays in. And especially with the mix, she's very experienced, a New Zealand player as well. So she knows how to win as well and how to get down to the other end, importantly.
She's worth a weight in gold in this team.
Definitely.
A bit of an elbow came up there from the number 4.
Speaking of Tina, she's wrapping around now.
And just keep an eye on it.
Got a
Get
penalty.
a penalty here.
Again, good positioning for Rebels to be on the attack here. So we see that pod happening there. So George Yazzie with the ball. And then we've got Roy Prasad and Josh waiting out on the other side.
They go now. Drop it back inside. No, it doesn't get it away.
Oh,
Josh
the
turned
fake.
around. Josh could have gone across the line himself there.
Yeah. They've got, last touch.
It's never over. There's
No, it's
Tina
not,
again
that's
outside
right.
of it. Nice work. Great defence there.
That's really good field positioning for Rebels, just to leave it right in the corner on the opposite side of the Hornets sub-box, because now Hornets have to do all the work.
Jocelyn Kelleher there for the Hornets. It was great defence.
Yeah, really good defence. It's easy to sort of fall asleep a little bit on the last touch, but that's where attackers can notice a little bit of lapse in concentration, so the Hornets did really well there.
They were loading up nicely there too, but unfortunately a forward pass from the ruck. There was a late sweep that came around, created extras, but referee found the infringement. So now the Rebels go on the attack. Here's Azzy to bring it out wide.
They'll get their fresh attackers on again. Around the back.
Drops the ball back inside. Good momentum again. Goes forward. Over the mark.
Good pick up there. So Hornets just got to the side of Kirsty there. Forced the error. Now driving back down. See if they can come up with something off the back of this drive set. They're not subbing, so they're trying to get the yards down the middle here.
Just a little bit slow there. Just a little bit clunky. Some of those drives need to be just the pace.
A little bit faster, yeah. get a bit more field position.
What they're doing now, they want to be doing probably where they are. Ball back
On the
inside. That's a
inside
pick up. Ball was
ball.
touched in flight too.
Yeah.
Referee picks that one up.
Well, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So they obviously didn't need to pick up the pace there.
What would I know?
They had it sorted from the start.
Yep. Delusions of adequacy is what I have up here in the commentary box.
So that's that same play that they did. So the dummy half picks up and goes on the short side and then drops it back in. So tries to split the two middles that they just did there with the Rebels.
And we're back to a one-try ball game.
Got a good game on our hands.
It's excellent so far. Mixed Opens touch footy. This is the first mixed game we've had live stream
On the stadium,
this
yeah.
weekend. So it's certainly been a cracker. Rebels.
Hopefully they can hit back here again.
They've got the, as you said, the pods
Yeah,
earlier
the
on. They've
trio's
got them
back on.
sorted. Have a look at him here. Just stay out, Josh. Beautiful ball. Rosero.
Oh, he had a play on call there, so they'll get
Yeah.
a repeat now. So with Roy Prasad, how he dictates and holds the play up, he usually tries to look for that penalty as well. You'll see him pointing at the referee constantly, saying, move up or get this player up, because you can definitely get penalties out of that.
And he doesn't mind telling the opposition too what they should be doing.
Yeah, you walk up.
Yeah, you've got to come up, mate. You should be coming up.
You can't keep standing there.
Yeah.
So he slows it down and then they hold off him. We've gone back to that quickie on the link there. Probably
Josh-
just testing out
Josh
to
thought
see
he
what the
was
defense is
offside
doing.
there.
Yeah. Got another sweeper.
Here's a sweeper coming around. He's got him there. Inside ball, unlucky. Looking for the 6 more there. Didn't get it that time. So now big shift. Comes in and shuts it down again.
Yeah, Jess Shanahan.
She is on fire.
You just don't expect that she's going to be
No,
there, so
she
she's
just pops up.
blindsided a lot of them, yeah.
It's like a sniper. Here we go. Good scoop. Good release. 2 off the ground. 6 more. It has
Oh,
to be.
that's lucky.
No, there's definitely 6 more there. Confusion.
So
No.
ball down, he's called.
Wow.
Maybe didn't say that Rebels played at that. It's hard to judge that sometimes because, you know, you're sometimes just in the way and put your arm up, not intentionally sort of hitting it down, but it can go either way, those 6 to go calls.
And the referees are the only ones that matter. And he called it.
Exactly
Ball down.
right.
So the Rebels are on the attack. Manu probably need to stay out there.
Oh,
fake
he's broken
switch.
through.
It's
Got to
a
get
dummy
someone
switch
free.
from Manu. He's very proficient at that too.
There's almost Chaney over with his second.
Ah, she had him.
All over him. Read it
Yeah.
like a book.
Now they push towards this sub box, get the fresh legs on.
So this is where the Rebels need to probably apply a little bit more pressure as Hornets make some really good yards coming down off their sub box. Referee now.
Oh, you never stop. But they can't
Ooh.
hear us. Nice shift there. Early shift coming wide. Good momentum now. See what they can do on the back of this one.
Get fresh legs again.
Luggy sweeping out wide.
Making some good
He'll
yards
drop
there.
this one. He'll look to drop it back inside, but nice defensive pressure. There's Tina sweeping around again. She does so much work off the ball, Tina Ashworth.
Yeah, she does. And you've got to watch Tina as well because her ball skills and her knowledge of the game is just second to none as well. She's very capable of actually making an impact
Good
too.
release. Yeah, absolutely. And as you said earlier, her experience and what she brings to the teams that she plays in, she just knows her role. She
Yep.
does her role 100% of the time. And if every nice ball
Here's
back
the
inside. There's that
again.
play. So we're all tied up on that play the second time, and it might have even been the same 2 guys that were out there
Yeah.
last time.
So Hornets have done a really good job there at identifying that.
Have a look at it. Yeah,
He's pulled a little bit too
beautiful.
short.
Lucky
Yeah.
lashed the foot out there too. He might be lucky not to get a little bit of a chat. It's a 6-all tied up with 2.5 remaining, or just 2 and 15.
We've got a game on our hands. Who's going to bring it home last 2 minutes?
So the Rebels will get the first opportunity here from the tap-off. They might even get a second opportunity if we just go with complete sets. So The Rebels will be looking for a penalty or to put pressure on the Hornets when they get the ball. So we'll certainly be probing.
Oh,
Lazaro goes across the line. It's how they number up now.
Oh.
Didn't quite get there.
They're asking for a penalty here if there was...
Oh, he's going to award the try.
Wow.
That is surprising. Let's have a look at how this one plays out. If we get our replay.
Ooh. Maybe some downward pressure there.
Geez, I'm not certain. I would have thought we'd be going back for the penalty, but we see a turnover there. The Hornets, under pressure, have put the ball down. That surprises me, that call. But again, it doesn't matter how surprised I am. It's the man in the pink shirt with a whistle in the hand.
Yeah, they're in charge. They've been very consistent this game, so I guess they know what they're doing, right?
Yeah. We have to have our faith in them, that is for sure. As they load up now, a little show and go.
So we're good to get one more here.
Less than a minute remaining.
Manu wasting a little bit of time.
Yep. Experience.
Knows the position they're in. Still coordinating the attack.
Just said it'd be nice to get another one, but it doesn't matter if you don't. Chaney on the out ball, just not quite getting there. So 20 seconds remaining. This is the last opportunity for the Hornets. It will take something special.
Yeah, they just got to get down that other end and put something on the back to see if it pays off.
10 seconds. On the halfway line, this is going to be the final play coming up now. This will be the final roll ball, so it has to happen here if it's going to happen. Switch pass.
Back.
Here it is. They've loaded up. Numbers on the outside. Switch coming back. Late switch. Chaney.
Great cover defence there.
Well, Paddy, I've got to say, that was an outstanding match. Our first mixed opens match here on the stadium. Fantastic game. The Rebels get away with it. 7 tries to 6. But probably not all their way, the way they thought it might have happened.
No, it was definitely very entertaining. Like I said before, the Hornets definitely identified the lapses in defence there, and they ran the exact same play on them three times in a row, was it?
Yep.
So it was good identification from them. But as I said before as well, Rebels know how to win a game, so they still would have been composed with that last 2 minutes to go as well. So credit to the Rebels for bringing that one home.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks very much.
It'd be great to have you on board again. If you get another opportunity, come up and say g'day.
Yeah, will do.
I'm sure the viewers out there would love to hear from you again. Good luck for the rest of the afternoon. I won't wish you good luck against
I was going
the
to
Cobras.
say,
I have
tune
a family
in,
connection
2 p.m.
there. But,
Let's
all
go
the best.
Mets.
Thanks very much,
Thanks
Pat.
very much.
Bye-bye.